back CSE 3200 Yukon Stores. We are in video 2 of chapter 4. We're just going to talk about ViewModel in here. All right, so in our little game, quote unquote, we can start the game. They'll start off with large size. As soon as we click and the game is started, then one will be large and others will be small. But when we rotate the phone, it reverts back to they're all large. Now, this is showing that we are going through a state change. If we go from portrait to landscape or landscape to portrait, it's like saying this is a brand new thing, it's a big thing, I need to just restart. Okay, so it's going through the process of destroy all the way back to resume. Okay, so it's going through all of the 6 methods. It's destroying itself and building itself back up upon rotation. We can't stop that, okay, because it is a configuration change. Okay, there's more configuration change than just a rotation, such as changing a preference, like a font size. So that's a state change. So you could have your app running, leave, go to settings, change your font size preference, come back, and then your data or whatever, you will get a configuration change. So it's not good that whenever we rotate the phone that it kind of resets. So we've got to fix that. Now the ViewModel's job is to basically preserve data, significant data, the data we need to be preserved upon the rotation, upon the state change, okay? Now it doesn't currently. All we have this doing is going to the logcat and saying that, hey, we have a ViewModel and it's sort of working. All right, so let me just show you again the error. I click this guy, I rotate, and I'm going to hit this button. Now me hitting that button is just the fact that because this thing keeps failing so many times, it looks like it just failed again, that I have to keep going through the preferences and setting up the auto rotate. And by hitting that button while it's running is kind of a way to do it like in the emulator, without setting the preference ahead of time. Let me try and get that back again. All right, let's try again. All right, so I did a swipe down, I did another swipe down, got the auto rotate turned on. Swipe up, begin the game, and then rotate. Now I shouldn't have to hit that button automatically. There you go. So as it rotated back, that they all turned back to large. Okay. So we've got our robot ViewModel in place. Our important bit of data that we need to preserve is going to be the turn count. So that's going to be our job in homework number 2, is to use that important data to save it and then kind of give it back and have everything when it rebuilds use that turn count to have the appropriate information. So again, before I go, why it should be working, why a ViewModel in general should be working, is because it does not have the same type of life cycle as the activity. So you can see it only has this one method, or you can see we've coded one method, but it is the only activity, or it is the only life cycle method for the ViewModel. So it's got a simpler life cycle. Instead of having 4 states, it has 2. It has exist and doesn't exist. Okay, and so the key is, let's see if I have a marker that's going to work. Sure. Okay. So if this is main activity and we connect it to our ViewModel, then before we rotate, I'll draw a phone that is in portrait mode. And then I will say we're going to start to rotate. So during the rotation, what's going to happen is that the main activity is gone, but my ViewModel is not. It is still there because it doesn't have the same life cycle. It still exists. When it gets over here to landscape view, then I have a main activity, but it actually isn't the same main activity. So this is like main activity 1, and this is a new version of it, main activity 2, and it connects to our to our view model. Now, this is view model 1. This is view model 1. This is view model 1. It's still the same view model, still saving any data that we choose to save in this class instead of up here. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to preserve that turn number so that when we come back here and we connect, which is done automatically, and let me show you again that line that is doing that connecting. It's right here, line 35, this one right there. Now, so if we, where's that line? Right there. So if we use the line that comes by default, it says equals capital view models pren, what's going to happen is that this will be a view model 2 over here. It will create a new one whenever this gets created. But the view models make sure that that doesn't happen. Delegated by the authority of view models behind the scene, it's making sure that we keep the same view model. All right, that's it. I will see you guys in the next video.